Oh, TaToH versus BacT, our next match. And say we're in round of one, so we're just knocking these ones out right here, one after another. Capricious, our next map, and I will count us in if you're ready.
I'm ready.
Perfect. In three. Oh wait, no. You know what? I'm slacking. It's
Oh,
been a while. Forgot to update the scoreboard, didn't I? Of course.
come on, Zach.
I know.
Come on now.
There we go. We're good. I'll count us down now. 3, 2, 1, go. All right.
There we go. Capricious.
Capricious, indeed. It is delicious. It is capricious. It is TaToH versus BacT in round 1 of the Escape Game Masters Euro. Wait, not what? It's not the Euro Cup. God damn it! It's
Euro Cup?
it's Regicide
Where am
edition.
I?
Sorry, I was just reading the chat. Everyone was talking about Euro Cup, asking where are the Rex from Euro Cup, and yeah, that's now stuck in my head. So there you go. TaToH here in the blue to the east. He's going to be playing as the Vikings. Oh, yeah. And over to the west of the map in the red BacT as the Vikings as well. Ham. What is that berry patch?
What is this map? This looks like Green Arabia on steroids. Look at the berries. Look at the gold.
I
told
you it was delicious. It's full of food. What can I say? I mean, these guys are going to be... well, good job. First of all, we didn't get Mongols here. I mean, how crazy would that be? And also, I mean, like, what about Franks? They get the berry bonus now.
Oh my god, that would be insane.
God damn, that is a lot of berry bushes, a lot of boar, a lot of gold. It's basically high resources. I know a lot of people are going to love this map. This is Capricious, guys, if you are wondering what this map is. And this map is quite something. Like, just look at BacT, for example. Look at this mini-map right here. His sheep scouts have scouted everything. There's so many of them. It's wonderful.
My god. Insane scouting right now, but just the amount of food that is available to both players is absolutely crazy. I'm expecting to see some really good uptimes in this game too.
Yeah, so there's a lot of gold, there's a lot of food, there's fat, thick wood lines. What's the downside? Like, where's the drawback? I'm thinking there's not much stone. That's my impression here. There's only 3, and I think another 2 stone piles. Yeah, there's 5 stone piles for both players. Now, in a game like this, Viking War, you're not really expecting to see a huge number of castles, I suppose. I mean, berserks, they could be useful, but most Viking Wars tend to kind of go the way of archers and, well, arbalest and onagers. But still, I guess having some castles up will certainly help out, but they won't be able to make too many of them, since there's only 5 patches of stone here. And I apologize for the sound there of my Windows. I don't know how to stop that. Let me fix that real quick. But go ahead, Ham, in the meantime.
I'll take a look at the maps for both. I'm going to take a quick look at what the castle placements are of both BacT and TaToH here. BacT doesn't have too bad of a castle placement here. I mean, it is underneath a hill, which isn't really ideal, but it's really close to his TC, securing both of those main golds there. And TaToH's castle also kind of in the same position here. At the moment, though, I'm kind of preferring BacT's map. Overall, he's got nice berries up back here. His stone's actually quite close to, and the main golds, they are an absolute sight to see.
Yeah, they are nice, but I don't know. I think, like, if you look at TaToH's map a bit further out, he's got this massive cliff. It's quite the sight, and it really kind of boxes his map in. It makes a very defined sort of front of his base. And it's kind of between 2 big tree lines as well. So as far as kind of like things, late game, as things develop, I think TaToH will have much better choke points to work with. Whereas BacT's map does feel a little more open. But you're right. I mean, obviously his castle is in a nice position to protect a lot of farms, to protect all of his gold out there. And the same could kind of be said for TaToH as well. The castles are very similar location-wise. But anyway, BacT will be up to the feudal age first, and he is actually, going up relatively quickly here in comparison to TaToH. It's a 3 villager difference between them right now.
Yeah, I gotta say, especially with that last game with Down saying with the Dark Age how important it was for him to win that game. I won't be too surprised now if BacT actually gets a really nice uptime to the castle too. I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen here with early feudal aggression. What do you think is going to happen there?
I don't think TaToH. I don't think TaToH will do that. If you think about it, like he's got 4 boar under the TC already. He is thinking about the fast castle, and he's probably assuming that BacT is going to do the same. Feudal aggression probably unlikely because they're going to get to the castle age so quickly here. BacT, notice he doesn't have loom. This is an ACCM style play right here. Maybe it's something these guys have in common since they're both Vietnamese. Maybe that's just their secret training that they've done together. But no, BacT will go up without loom to the castle age market blacksmith. Will he pay the price for it? I don't think he will. I think he'll get away with it, just like ACCM didn't last game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, with that last game, it kind of the map in general forced the aggression, I think, with the icy lake in the middle that you couldn't build on. With this map, it's quite open. I wouldn't really expect feudal aggression here, but castle age is going to be very, very important for both players. What are you expecting the unit compositions to be here?
I'd expect them to go. I mean, I would laugh if they went berserk. So I don't know, like unspoken rule of the tournament: everyone only makes castle age castle units. I don't know. I think we'll see maybe the second TCs coming up quite quickly here from both players. And at the moment, I wouldn't be surprised to just see a little bit of a boom going on because both players have very easily walled maps. TaToH's already closed off the right side. The front of his base, as we said before, is quite closed, but he also has the castle in a great position to defend. It's going to be difficult for either of these players to do much in terms of raiding or something in the early castle age here, and I think they'll both be content to add their second town centers straight away, and maybe even the third. Yeah, BacT is actually grabbing some stone right now, so he's going to be bringing the stone in for the third TC as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're in for a long one here, and I really am hoping to see some berserkers in this game. What's quite interesting right now is TaToH is actually forgetting to put down the mining camp back here, I think, or otherwise he's just getting the stone regardless anyway. But, oh, we've got some aggression here. We do have TaToH actually scouring BacT's main gold back here. He's actually managed to wall it off too.
Yeah, the back of BacT's map is a bit of a mouthful, but yeah, obviously he doesn't have loom, so he's got to be careful of that scout since it does have the +2 attack from feudal age. Could lose that very easily, but BacT will build his TC next to the castle, and that's as safe as it gets, really. The third town center from BacT is going to come up in just a moment. He's got the wood for it, and he's still got 1 million sheep left under the town center, so because he's not had to build any farms, he's going to have a bigger surplus of wood. And obviously that surplus of wood is going to lead into making those TCs very quickly and easily. The third one going up there at the back of the map for him. TaToH, a little bit slower to the castle age here. And look at his resources, man. He's got 800 wood and 600 food already. Not even in the castle age yet.
Absolutely banking those resources right now. But what I couldn't figure out what was going on with TaToH there is he was mining stone for a good 3 minutes there with 2 villagers. And then he sent them into the TC and then sent them back onto gold. I think he was saving the wood there initially just for the extra stone, I guess. But BacT and TaToH both up to the castle age. BacT's now getting down his TC on this very back stone here, which is a very good idea considering the fact there isn't actually much stone available to both players.
Yeah, and we've got TaToH with his 2 TCs coming up as well on the main gold and on the wood line. Both players going for the monastery. How many relics are there on the map? Let's have a quick count. It looks like there is a standard number of 5. I see, yeah, 5. 4 of them are on the right-hand side. And I'd say they were fairly evenly distributed. I'd say maybe BacT has a chance to get 1 extra relic here. But if it ends up being 3-2, it's going to be such a negligible difference anyway. I think that both players should secure 2 relics, no problem in this case.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? I'd say it's looking quite even for both players here. I'm really interested to see what the unit compositions are going to be in this game. I mean, is it going to be berserkers? Is it going to be arbalists? Only time is only going to tell. Yeah,
and for the time being, they're more than happy to just sit back, relax, and boom up. And I mean, why wouldn't they be? I mean, they have so much food, so much defense. This is a kind of map which is almost guaranteed to take it to the late game. And I think it's the kind of map that a lot of the viewers are going to be enjoying as well, because there is just such an abundance of gold. You know, in fact, there is so much gold, it really makes me question, do they even need the relics? I mean, look how much gold is on this map. Obviously, you know, the relics are a bit of an insurance policy, but if you have trouble getting gold on this map, I don't think relics are going to save you at that point anyway, if you know what I mean.
Exactly.
Like, it doesn't make sense. But okay, like, they need something to do, right? I mean, what else are we going to spend the next 5 minutes doing while we boom?
Yeah, collect those relics. Why the hell not? Back saying TY there. Wait, where did I just miss something?
Oh, maybe a
given him
pause. I
relic?
think there was a pause. I think he asked if
Oh, was
maybe.
it pause?
Yeah.
Ah, of
Of
course.
course, we don't have to sit through pauses and game delays because we're organized. We've got this in advance. So yeah, like we said, the stone is probably going to be the main problem, but the gold is certainly in abundance, and that means that these guys can obviously aim to go for those. In a 1v1, you have to be cautious, right? Like if you're playing as the Mongols, let's say, just as an example. Obviously, you're going to go into Elite Mangadai if you can afford it, but then there's a real big question mark. Okay, can I actually afford to go into Siege Onager here because the limited gold on the map? On a map like this, that question mark is just removed entirely. It's like, okay, I can go for the optimal unit composition that I want, and really it's just about efficiency at that point. Like, who can get there fastest, who can control their army the best. So I really feel like they're very unrestricted on this map, and I like that a lot.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, both players being forced to boom really at the moment. Like you said before, I don't think the feudal aggression or early castle aggression was going to do much, considering the fact that the castles were in pretty much the right spots for that.
Yeah, obviously I'm not saying that Vikings have siege onagers. That's why I said if you were the Mongols. I'm just saying that the Vikings obviously have, the players have unlimited options essentially. Whereas in standard maps with limited gold, you are limited in your options. But yeah, TaToH here gonna come in and try and get the conversion on the scout. He did actually lose a monk earlier on to a scout from BacT, and currently the relic counts are 1-1. They're still trying to fight over that, which is quite interesting to me.
Well, they're still going for those relics. Why not? You know, I was just going to say which one has the most relics at the moment. I'm just going to take a quick look at each monastery here. So one for BacT, and we also got one for TaToH on this side as well.
BacT does have a second monk coming in though, so he'll have two. But yeah, I think like the amount of gold gathered from the relics is going to be negligible, but yeah, we'll see how that develops. And TaToH here with the barracks coming up at the back of his base. Interesting decision to build it back there. What's he doing with his barracks in the back? And BacT currently doing his barracks right now as well. University's up. Imperial Age will be coming in for both players, and not a single military unit built if you don't count monks as military units, which I probably wouldn't. I don't know. What's your stance on that? Do you think a monk should be called a military unit?
Nah, they're too peaceful. Too peaceful of a unit to be counted as a military type. But interesting that TaToH is building these barracks back here. Maybe he's trying to hide them from BacT, making sure he doesn't see what unit composition he is going for. Otherwise, it could have just been a barracks quickly to put down just to make sure he could secure the next buildings that he needs.
Yeah, obviously, there you go. Archery range is coming up at the front. And I mean, we basically, I said this at the start of the game. Arbalest and Onager is a very, very classic combo. And I think that's what we're going to see both players going for here. And obviously, both players are going to be able to afford just that. Right now, TaToH are going to lose another couple of monks for free. And BacT will get out of there as well. But yeah, I think it's kind of like just a little mini game to keep themselves occupied for the boom part of the game. Like you say, like not a single military unit built, no problem. Both players going up to Imp. They're both being pacifists here until the Imperial Age kicks in, and then it's balls to the wall. Military production. It feels like Black Forest, only without the massive forest.
Yeah, without the walls and without the huge forest, exactly. The monks are gone though for TaToH. I think he didn't really care about those. The archer rangers are getting the crossbowman upgrade right now. And I'm not so sure what you got with the blacksmith. I wish I had the Vubli overlay for this, see what upgrades he had got there. But there we go, crossbow and thumb ring for TaToH. And back to the moment, producing his own archer rangers. And you're absolutely right. We're calling that it's going to be an all-out arbalest war. That's exactly what's going to happen here. The goal is in abundance. There's a lot of wood available too. It's going to be interesting to see who wins the map control in the middle.
Yeah, and they're both at 83, 84 vills. So right now, 83, 84 vills, 5-7 army. It's really close. The only difference would be
Really
perhaps
close.
the amount of resources in the bank. I mean, yeah, we're really clutching at straws there. We also have BacT with a little bit of extra stone for a castle. So, if we start to see a Treb war develop, BacT will have a small edge there. But, in order for that to really work, he does need to have map control first. And right now we're seeing the Siege Workshop coming up. Obviously, that's to prepare for the Onagers. And, it's one of those maps where it's like some people love it, some people hate it. Some people love to see the late game. Some people prefer the small skirmishes that lead up to it. I think it's a nice breath of fresh air, personally, as we see the Arbalest upgrade coming in and the Bracer on the way as well.
Absolutely, yeah. And I mean, BacT's now getting the forward, not forward siege. He's getting a siege in front of his own eco here. I didn't think he was going to get away with that, because how close TaToH's crossbows were there. But the siege is there. The mangonels are going to come. We're going to see the first engagements here.
Yeah, Mangonel on the way out, 66%, as TaToH cleans up BacT's crossbow at 24 minutes, and basically BacT has lost his, it's just like BacT has just lost everything there, and that's just because TaToH was ready a few seconds earlier. It's like, okay, I'm going to have Arbalest 10 seconds before you, and then I can clean you up, and that's basically TaToH. And like we were saying, they had even number of vills, they had an even number of army. TaToH was faster to get the techs, and now he's pushed forward and got BacT on the back foot. But I don't think he's going to be able to push through and break him here by any means. He certainly doesn't have enough units to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you just have, 5 Arbalests here kind of going around killing deer. How dare you, TaToH? Bad manners.
Yeah, I'm just wondering why BacT hasn't done Arbalest yet. He's still not done the upgrade. He can afford it. So where is it, BacT? It's clearly not a priority at the moment. It's just
yeah, definitely.
Strange.
I mean, it looks like he's kind of just using all of his archer ranges just to produce the crossbows first that he needs initially. I'm gonna guess he's gonna get the Arbalest upgrade now.
Yeah, it's coming in now. Yeah,
it's coming in.
And Thumb Ring as well on the way. Siege Ram for TaToH, though. So we've got BacT going to the Onager route, and TaToH going for the Siege Ram route. And Siege Rams are a little less expensive. They don't require any gold to upgrade, so it's a little easier, and they don't cost as much, of course. So you get Siege Rams out, they tank it up. If BacT is able to get Onager out, then obviously his Onagers are going to have to focus down the Rams. But I think he needs to get some Onagers as well. Rams as well. I don't think he can do this with just Onagers and Arbalest.
Yeah, exactly. I'll completely agree with that.
Yeah, I just think that
boy.
Yeah, he needs to do that. Oh, at the back?
Yeah, at the back here, TaToH actually managing to flank BacT over this side. He's not actually brought anything over this side either. He has managed to house wall just this side of the wood line, but he's being forced off wood here, losing a few villagers too.
Yeah, that's not too bad, and BacT will send over some archers as well. Fortunately for BacT, he did get walled up, because if he wasn't, he could have lost a lot more there. That would have been costly, but BacT will clean up the army from TaToH, I think, here. Even with TaToH being on the hill, I think BacT will get the advantage just of numbers. But TaToH's rolling out with the Rams. BacT is not ready with Onager here, but he does have quite a lot of mangonels back here, so it might be difficult for TaToH to bring this castle down. He might have to use his Arbalest to focus down the mangonels, but the mangonels are really focused on bringing down the Rams at this stage, as they should be. BacT needs to defend that castle, and it looks like it. Well, I don't know. It might be a tall order for BacT to bring this. For TaToH to bring this down. I'm not sure.
This is a lot of Rams right now. A lot of siege Rams being taken out by mangonels. Not good. Oh boy.
He's got to get that castle, surely. I mean, the one mangonel that's left might not be able to do enough to bring or to stop these rams here. TaToH loading up, of course, inside to make them go a little bit faster. He's trying to chase down the mangonel here with the siege ram. It's the world's slowest chase scene, but he will actually get it. And that means that the castle is doomed to fall. Yeah. So yeah, that castle is doomed to fall now. But there's Onager. BacT did complete it. If only that would been done a few moments before. And BacT is struggling out here, it seems. That castle's going to go down. And look at that. Arbalest just floating there. Lovely.
Yeah, exactly. I think BacT is losing the middle of the map control here. And I'm not too surprised. Well, actually, I'm surprised that TaToH isn't going for a flank here with a few archers just down on BacT's other side of his eco here. But yeah, you're right. TaToH taking the middle control of the map here. BacT actually forcing himself to take a little bit of a breather, kind of replenish his Arbalest and his Onagers.
Yeah, I'm really interested. Like, why is BacT struggling to keep his military production going? He's killed more than he's lost, and he has a tiny army in comparison. So where's his problem here? Does he just not have enough eco at this point of the game? I mean, he's behind by 10 vills, but you'd think he'd have enough Arbalest production at this stage to kind of at least equalize this or keep even number out on the field. Considering he has, like I say, killed more units overall. I think maybe he just invested a lot of resources into the Treb. Obviously, he built the castle. Obviously, he did the Onager tech. And that's stuff that TaToH hasn't done, and as such, TaToH has more arbs out. My theory, anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think you're right with that. I mean, if I was skipping through BacT's archer ranges before, and he was only making 2, and then he was making the Honor over making the Arbalest. I mean, it's a good choice to defend, but with the amount of Arbalest coming in, I don't think he's going to be able to hold this off quite well.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know about his eco here, really. I mean, he was behind by 10 vills for a while, but they were neck and neck up till that point, and now they're even again, so I don't know, maybe a little bit of efficiency. But TaToH now doing Onager as well, and we've got BacT doing +2 defense on his Arbalest. TaToH, in the meantime, actually has got fully upgraded Arbalest here, but BacT still has the KD advantage, and he's starting to spread out. A couple of archery ranges on the right side to try and get some raiding going, and on the left side he's taking gold out here as well. I would say just at this point in the game, I mean, maybe we should have touched on this earlier, but the gold does favor TaToH here. If TaToH has map control, he does have a lot more gold close to his side of the map in the north.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, how many gold piles we got here? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got these 5 gold piles over here for TaToH. BacT's probably only got about 3 of them. I mean, they can both produce Arbalest quite evenly, and here we go. TaToH here. He's actually looking for a way into BacT's
he's got a way in.
Oh boy.
That's not good. There's a hole. There's always a hole. And
There's always a hole. No.
Yep, exactly. Gonna lose like 7 villagers as he runs back to the TC, and he's in trouble. BacT actually has a huge amount of food and wood, but gold. He just doesn't really have the wood, and now he's been pushed off the wood in the south. That is not going to be pretty for him. He should still be able to keep Arbalest production going comfortably, though, while in the meantime, in the middle of the map, they're having a little bit of a micro war with the Onagers and the Arbalest. But BacT does need to clean this up over here, and actually not too bad.
And, oh boy, there were some bada boom shots over down towards the south side of the map here. TaToH losing most of his arb. Just the one Onager that BacT had just made with the siege workshop, and the flank. The flank attack is now over, and TaToH is completely retreating from there. What's going on in the middle of the map?
In the middle of the map, they are just skirmishing, I would say. I mean, they have a couple of Onagers each, a small number of ranged units each. And on the right side, BacT is making a play here, and you've got a few kills. Well, that's a lot of dead bodies in the wood line. There's 3 fights going on simultaneously here. This is starting to become a messy game, but there they are. TaToH with the 4 Zerkers on the field. Not sure what he's aiming to achieve with them just yet, but BacT is even doing the Elite Berserk upgrade right now. So they are making a transition into Zerks here, probably to try and get in and do some raiding as well.
Exactly. The Berserkers are coming in, giving us some good old entertainment. Yeah, I absolutely love this unit. It's so good. I love the beard, I love their armor and everything. And I hope they get to live. I hope they live, you know.
You didn't mention the capes. That's the cool.
Capes.
Any unit with a cape. Where's the cape man? He's probably out there somewhere. But yeah, right now, BacT trying to get the aggression on the right side, gonna get shut down. This is funny. He's building a castle here. TaToH's right there with 2 rams. So I wonder if he's gonna be able to delay that. He's even going for an outpost. Oh, I thought it was gonna be a watchtower or something, but no. Immediately bringing the rams onto the castle though. That's quite funny. Yeah, it's kind of becoming more deathmatch style now. BacT holding the hill on the right side though, looking good there.
Exactly. I mean, with this abundance of gold, like I said, I did say this game was going to go on until the late game, and BacT actually dropping a castle, securing this gold on the very left side here. BacT's playing this extremely well. TaToH did try to flank, but I think the way BacT's playing this right now with the 3 fronts that he does have right now, especially going for this very far right flank, it's making TaToH play a little bit messy right now.
The castle on the right side goes down. I knew it. I just knew that was going to happen. In the meantime, TaToH flooding the center of the map with elite berserks, taking out the onagers here. What a mess over on this right flank.
What an absolute mess this is.
That is brilliant. And BacT will do a lot of damage on this hill. So far, BacT has killed 150 units, losing just 100. So, all in all, he is coming out ahead, it seems. But he's still behind by 20 military at this point in the game. And TaToH still is threatening a lot. He has a presence on the left side, taking out the castle you spoke about earlier. And he just took down the castle on the right as well. So TaToH still with good amount of map control on his side.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, BacT's taking good initiative, putting down the castles, but he's not defending them well. Yeah, you can put a castle down on resources, you can bank them. But if you don't have any trebs and military to protect them, it's pretty much useless, especially with the fact that stone is in abundance on this map. Losing those castles is huge.
Yeah, exactly. He's got a little bit of stone down in the far south. I think that's an extra stone mine, actually. That might be a bonus one, so he does have a little bit more available. But you're right, losing 2 castles here almost for free, or 3 in total, actually, for free is not good. He will indeed lose the castle on the left side. And that's also got to hurt, because he did do Elite Berserk here. He does want to be able to keep making Berserks this game. And with only 1 castle to produce them from now, or I should say 2 castles to produce them from, he could end up getting outproduced by TaToH, who is sitting on 4 castles, maybe? I want to say 4. Yeah, 4 castles.
Yeah, there's 4 castles for TaToH. And how many is left for BacT? I think it's just 1?
2. No,
2?
There's 2, yeah.
2.
His first castle and the one on the south. So 2v4 in castles, and well, we'll see. I mean, obviously the berserks are starting to take up quite a lot of the army population now, but I'm wondering, you know, obviously berserks against mass arbalest, it's might not be too pretty still.
Oh, definitely. Absolutely. I mean, BacT now actually putting that castle back on that gold on the very far left side. And like I said before, you can take map control with castles, but without military, you're really stretching yourself out thin across the map. And I think that's what BacT is doing right now. And I think it's a little bit of a mistake.
Well, right now, BacT is, well, they're both pop capped at 200. But BacT has 35 army and TaToH has 63. You're post-Imperial, you've got 2k gold, 2k5 gold in the bank, and you've got less than half of your half of your opponent's army. He's got 160 vills. I think that's the problem. Maybe a few too many villagers at this point in the game. Probably needs to delete some off, make space for some more military units, and maintain a presence around the map. Because look at this in the south. TaToH's coming in. There's 3 berserks to defend from this.
Oh boy, this is not going to be pretty at all. This is a fight that he can't win. And again, I said it, I'll say it again. You can take map control of castles, but coming up against something like this, you're not going to win.
Well, yeah, he has no means to protect it. His whole army is up in the north, and TaToH's keeping him busy up there with about an equal number of units. So it's really an imbalance between economy and military in this game. And TaToH's kind of going to help the situation for BacT here by killing off some of his villagers for him, meaning that BacT actually does now have space for some more military. So TaToH may have just done BacT a little favor there.
Yeah. I think so. I definitely think so. But the fight on 2 fronts right now, very weird flank positions too. I mean, BacT definitely having this castle up has kind of saved himself on this hill, which is pretty important to try and take advantage over TaToH's eco. Right now, this fight between, oh boy, this is messy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So much going down, and in the south as well. TaToH looks like an unstoppable force here. Oh god, yeah, this is getting incredibly. I like the fact that Doubt's got the hill. Sorry, BacT has got the hill on the left side, like at the north side. He's probably going to win that, but he still has nowhere near enough defense in the south.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can see TaToH right now just taking a walk in the park in BacT's eco. That castle going down. He's got one Onager to defend it. He's got some vills on this side. I don't think he's got even enough stone to build another castle. He doesn't.
No.
I don't know what he's going to do about this. I think he's too far in the north taking this fight to be able to defend against this. This isn't good. No bueno.
No bueno indeed. And in the meantime, yeah, we've got TaToH getting arson now, so he's preparing those berserks to do a little bit of extra bonus damage to the buildings, clean out BacT's base, and BacT is not making anywhere near as much progress in the north. He's still got the hill, but he's not taken down either of these castles yet. And while that's happening, look at these walls from... What is this walling? That is quite something. These desperation walls from BacT here.
That is an interesting wall. I've got to hand it to him. It's a very interesting wall. But like you said, BacT isn't really putting on much. Isn't really getting much progress in the north here. He's got 3 castles to get through. 3 castles to get through. A whole bunch of military. Whilst TaToH at the moment is just going for a walk in the park down in this very far south side.
Yes. Absolutely. I apologize for missing that shot. I'm looking at the minimap a lot of the time as well, and not always exactly what is happening in the middle of the screen. But yeah, TaToH here, still steamrolling through BacT's base, cleaning out the town centers out here, cleaning out these houses. I wonder if BacT's going to end up getting housed. That could be quite interesting. But yeah, BacT here, a few berserks to defend while he still tries to do something up in the north side, and really isn't achieving a whole lot.
Exactly. BacT is dropping down another castle on this hill, which will give him a little bit against the Arbalests here, but not really much against the Rams. I think this is a case of BacT being debated into TaToH's eco here, because there's no way he was ever going to be able to win this fight in the very far north.
I mean, there is a way he can win it. That's if he commits his whole army there, but then he has even less to defend within the south side. TaToH still has the army advantage here, and TaToH is still holding on strong down in this, or up in this north area. The Onagers going at it here. TaToH running in with the Zerks, trying to take down the Trebs, slow back down, and all the while, he is making great progress through the center of BacT's economy. Back down to 150 population now.
Yeah, it's not looking good. 191 population for TaToH and 158 population for BacT. He does have a fair amount of wood and food left, not a lot of gold, and he has actually lost the fight in the north side.
Oh, that was a close one. I thought that Onager was going to flatten a ton of those Arbalests there, but they lived to tell the tale of that scary time in their lives. Look at BacT though. He is grabbing as much gold as he can here, but he's getting a little bit overzealous, really. I mean, these villagers can't even drop the gold off because there's just so many of them in one place. He's been pushed off the gold in the south, which is obviously a big problem, and there's no gold left anywhere else within his walls. So BacT could be starved of gold very soon, and he is actually going to get housed as well if he's not careful, because TaToH's been taking out TCs and houses. He's down to 190 headroom.
Exactly. Talk about oversaturation on that gold. But hey, you did say relics may have been important late game.
Well, how many does he have? He actually does have 4 relics, so BacT's probably pretty pleased he did pick them up earlier on. Obviously, I think the map has been a little bit unfair for BacT in terms of where the gold's generated, because TaToH still's got loads of gold left, and it's not like he has to venture too far out of his comfort zone to grab it either.
Yeah,
but,
exactly. But what has happened here? Why did TaToH leave the Oh, is he actually having to pull back and help in the north side?
I think he's actually just focusing now on the north. I think he's just happy to say, okay, well, I've done enough damage to BacT in the south. I'm now going to refocus everything to the north. And I'm going to win the fight over here and deal the finishing blow to BacT. Look at those villagers, man. They got nowhere to go.
Doing? They don't know where to go. They were running to the castle, and now they're running behind the castle. You gotta hide.
Well, there you go. That is the finishing blow. TaToH will get the win as BacT calls GG. His gold running out, his villagers running away, and his final castle.
Damn.
With a big target on it, I think. TaToH, well, it actually wasn't his final castle. He actually managed to get 2 more up in his base, which we missed.
Yeah, TaToH had castles for days just then. But what do you think went wrong for BacT there?
I think okay, so at the start, in the early Imperial Age, TaToH was the first to strike. TaToH had Arbalest faster than BacT, and even though they had equal number of army, TaToH just had this tech edge. So he pushed BacT back, and BacT just kind of was then in a more defensive stance. He then went into onagers. He then teched what else did he do? He was building more castles, whereas TaToH was just focusing on one thing. That was rams and arbs. He wasn't investing resources anywhere else. And then obviously the ram rush came. He took down the first castle, and TaToH really just maintained a lot of map control. And more importantly, he maintained control of the gold in the north, and that was really what was allowing him an unlimited supply of gold to just keep pumping out Zerks, keep pumping out Trebs, Arbalest, Onagers, you name it. He had it all.
Yeah, for sure. I think, yeah, you're absolutely right there. And I think BacT spread himself out a little bit too thinly across the map with his castles. I mean, with the castles, I'm surprised that he didn't make his own berserkers from the castles that he had on both sides to at least defend against something that was going to come at it, such as those mass arbalests and the siege rams. But he didn't make anything. There was nothing to see there.
Yeah, and he did kind of leave his right side very exposed as well, like you say. And you said this earlier, like, he was building his castles out here, and then they were immediately getting taken down by TaToH's rams. I think BacT did research siege ram, but we hardly saw any rams from BacT over the course of the game. It was mostly the onagers, which onagers are a little bit more defensive, really, when you think about it. You put them behind a castle, and they kill rams when they come to attack the castle. But it's not a very proactive unit. It's not like you will send your onagers forward into your enemy's castles. That's a dumb move to make. Whereas you would send a group of rams forward. So the rams are giving you the ability to push, and then the onagers are giving you a means to defend. With BacT not making many rams that game, he never really, aside from a few trebs which he made, he was never really pushing. That's kind of the impression I got.
Exactly. Yeah, it was a waste of an investment there, but both played really well in that really interesting map as well. Really, really interesting.
All right. Well, okay. Let's have a look at the achievements real quick. For the most part of that game, BacT was ahead in terms of units killed. And again, that's another thing. Like, he had the onagers. The onagers were doing damage, but they were defending. They weren't ever pushing out, let's say. He did make an attempt to push at one point, but got shut down pretty quickly. And all in all, TaToH did end up coming out on top with a larger army. We didn't even mention that in the sort of analysis there. Like, TaToH at one point had double the army of BacT while they were both pop-capped. BacT overboomed significantly that game.
Oh, wow. Yeah, definitely. Didn't even notice that. Oh, my God.
So there you go. There's the, what's it called? The timeline, if anyone's interested in that. And we'll be back in a few moments' time with our next game. That's going to be Viper versus Cloud. And that's going to be on the map Dingoes. Dingo, dango, dongo. All right. Well, let's put up a timer for 2 minutes. We'll get the next games loaded